For years, millions of viewers have watched one family grow, celebrate life's biggest milestones, and face heartbreaking challenges together. But what happens when someone who has become one of the most beloved faces of that journey shares news that leaves fans asking the same emotional question? What really happened? Recently, longtime followers of Little People, Big World found themselves flooded with emotion after comments from Tori Roloff sparked widespread discussion across social media. Almost immediately, countless fans began wondering whether another major chapter had quietly come to an end. Was this simply a personal life update, or did it signal something much bigger for the Roloff family? The internet quickly filled with theories, speculation, and dramatic headlines. Some stories spread faster than the facts themselves, making it difficult for viewers to separate reality from rumor. That's exactly why today's video takes a different approach. Instead of relying on online gossip, we're going to examine the story using publicly available information, statements that have actually been shared, and the timeline that brought the Roloff family to this moment. Along the way, we'll explore why so many longtime viewers have reacted so emotionally, and why this story has resonated with fans who have followed the family for years. Be sure to stay with us until the very end, because this isn't simply about one recent update. It's about years of memories, changing priorities, family decisions, and the emotional evolution of a family that millions have welcomed into their homes through television. Tori Roloff's journey on Little People, Big World has been one of the show's most memorable stories. After joining the series through her relationship with Zach Roloff, she quickly became known for her warmth, honesty, and genuine personality. Over the years, audiences watched her build a family, navigate parenthood, celebrate joyful milestones, and face difficult moments with remarkable openness. That authenticity helped make Tori one of the most admired members of the cast. Whether sharing everyday family life or discussing more personal challenges, she developed a strong connection with viewers who appreciated her willingness to be genuine rather than perfect. At the heart of so many of those memories stood Roloff Farms. More than just a beautiful property, the farm represented tradition, childhood memories, family gatherings, and the dream of passing a meaningful legacy from one generation to the next. For longtime fans, it became one of the most recognizable symbols of the series itself. But as the years passed, the Roloff family's priorities naturally began to evolve. Children became parents, relationships changed, major life decisions had to be made, and expectations that once seemed certain gradually shifted. Those changes have led to emotional conversations among viewers, especially as recent developments involving Tori Roloff encouraged many fans to reflect on how much has changed since the show's early seasons. Throughout this video, we'll carefully distinguish between confirmed facts and online speculation. While rumors often dominate social media, our focus will remain on information that has been publicly shared or verified, allowing viewers to understand the story without unnecessary exaggeration. To understand why this news affected so many people, we first need to look back at the journey that brought everyone here. When viewers were first introduced to Tori Roloff, she wasn't a television personality or public figure. She entered Little People, Big World simply as a young woman who had fallen in love with Zach Roloff. At the time, many fans were curious about the relationship, wondering how the couple would navigate the unique challenges that came with living in the spotlight. What began as a new romance on the show would soon become one of its most beloved storylines. As Zach and Tori's relationship grew stronger, audiences watched their bond develop through dating, engagement, and eventually, one of the most memorable weddings featured on the series. Their marriage represented more than a happy milestone. It symbolized stability and hope during a period when many changes were taking place within the Roloff family. Fans appreciated the genuine affection they showed one another, and their relationship quickly became one of the emotional anchors of the program. After getting married, Zach and Tori entered a completely new chapter as they prepared to become parents. The arrival of their children brought fresh excitement to longtime viewers who had watched the Roloff family evolve over many years. Rather than keeping these deeply personal moments private, Tori chose to share much of the experience with audiences, allowing viewers to celebrate joyful milestones while also witnessing the challenges that came with raising young children. Parenting in front of cameras is never simple. Every decision, every milestone, and every difficult day can become the subject of public discussion. Yet Tori consistently approached motherhood with honesty. She openly discussed both the beautiful moments and the exhausting realities of family life, creating a connection with viewers who saw reflections of their own experiences in her stories. Instead of presenting a picture-perfect life, she often acknowledged that parenting involves uncertainty, learning, and constant adjustment. One topic that particularly resonated with viewers was the family's experience raising children with dwarfism. Tori and Zach have publicly shared aspects of their family's journey, including medical appointments and the importance of understanding the unique challenges their children may face. Rather than focusing solely on difficulties, they often emphasized love, resilience, and ensuring their children could grow up feeling confident and supported. Many fans appreciated this openness because it helped raise awareness while also presenting a realistic picture of everyday family life. Throughout the years, social media further strengthened Tori's relationship with her audience. She regularly shared family updates, holiday celebrations, birthday milestones, school events, vacations, and humorous parenting moments. These glimpses into daily life made many followers feel connected to the family beyond what they saw on television. Her willingness to answer questions and discuss both happy and difficult moments helped build a loyal community of supporters. Of course, living such a public life also brought criticism. Like many reality television personalities, Tori occasionally faced harsh comments online regarding her parenting decisions, lifestyle choices, or opinions. Despite this, she often responded by encouraging kindness and focusing on what she believed was best for her family. Her ability to remain composed during periods of public scrutiny earned respect from many longtime viewers. As the seasons continued, Tori's role naturally expanded beyond simply being Zach's wife. She became an important voice within the Roloff family's evolving story. During moments of celebration, family disagreements, or significant life transitions, viewers often looked to her perspective because she tended to communicate thoughtfully and honestly. Her reactions frequently reflected the emotions that many audience members themselves were feeling. Perhaps the strongest reason audiences connected with Tori was her authenticity. She rarely tried to appear flawless or pretend that life was always easy. Whether discussing sleepless nights with young children, emotional family conversations, or the pressures of balancing public attention with private life, she consistently came across as genuine. That authenticity helped build a relationship of trust with viewers, many of whom had followed the Roloff family for years. By this point, Tori had become far more than someone appearing on a reality television series. For many fans, she represented warmth, resilience, and the everyday experiences of marriage and parenthood. Her willingness to share both joyful celebrations and difficult seasons allowed audiences to feel emotionally invested in her family's journey. Transition. Over time, Tori became much more than a cast member. She became one of the emotional centers of the series. For many longtime viewers, one of the biggest turning points in Little People, Big World came when the future of Roloff Farms became increasingly uncertain. For years, the property had represented far more than a successful family business. It was the setting for birthdays, pumpkin seasons, weddings, childhood adventures, and countless memories shared with audiences around the world. Fans naturally assumed that one day the next generation would continue that legacy. Instead, the future of the farm became one of the family's most emotional and widely discussed challenges. As the years passed, conversations about the farm's future became more public. Family members openly acknowledged that they had different visions for what should happen next. Those differences led to difficult discussions that unfolded both on the television series and in interviews. While each person expressed their own perspective, viewers could see that the situation was emotionally complicated. What had once appeared to be a straightforward plan for passing the farm to the next generation no longer seemed certain. One of the most significant developments came when Zach and Tori ultimately decided to build their lives away from the farm. Rather than remaining close to the property where so many family memories had been created, they chose to relocate and focus on creating a new home for their growing family. It marked the beginning of a completely different chapter, one centered not on the future of Roloff Farms, but on providing stability and new experiences for their children. That decision surprised many longtime fans. For years, viewers had watched Zach grow up on the farm and imagined that his own children would enjoy many of the same traditions. Seeing the family move away symbolized the end of an era. While many supporters understood that every family must make choices based on what is best for them, the change still carried a sense of sadness for those who had followed the Roloffs for decades. Following the move, Zach and Tori increasingly shared glimpses of a quieter family life. Their social media updates and public appearances focused less on the farm and more on everyday parenting, school milestones, family outings, and creating lasting memories together. Their priority became giving their children a happy and supportive environment, even if that meant leaving behind the place that had been such an important part of their story. Throughout this period, several members of the Roloff family also made public statements acknowledging that the situation had been difficult. While they sometimes viewed events differently, many expressed disappointment that expectations surrounding the farm had not unfolded as originally hoped. Those comments reminded viewers that family decisions involving both business and personal relationships are rarely simple and often involve complicated emotions on every side. For dedicated fans, watching these events unfold was genuinely emotional. Many had invested more than 20 years following the family's journey, celebrating joyful milestones while also witnessing moments of disappointment and change. The uncertainty surrounding Roloff Farms, combined with the family's evolving relationships, made many viewers realize that the series had entered an entirely new phase. The traditions that once defined the show were gradually giving way to new priorities, new homes, and new beginnings. Yet even through these changes, Tori continued to earn the admiration of many supporters. Rather than pretending that every chapter of life was easy, she consistently emphasized the importance of focusing on family, gratitude, and moving forward. That willingness to embrace change, even when it came with heartbreak, helped many viewers relate to her experiences on a deeply personal level. As these major life changes unfolded, Tori began sharing more about how difficult some of those moments truly were. As life changed dramatically for the Roloff family, Tori gradually became more open about the emotional challenges behind those changes. Instead of making shocking accusations or revealing hidden family secrets, she spoke about something much more relatable: how difficult it can be to let go of a chapter that has shaped your life for years. Through episodes of the Raising Heights podcast, interviews, and posts on social media, Tori explained that stepping away from Little People, Big World wasn't a decision made overnight. She described it as the closing of an important chapter, saying that their family's time on the show had come to an end and that they were ready to move forward. Zach echoed those thoughts, explaining that the final seasons had become emotionally exhausting, especially with ongoing family tensions and the Roloff Farms dispute. Tori also reflected on the emotional side of leaving behind routines that had been part of everyday life for well over a decade. Filming had become normal for their family, and walking away meant saying goodbye to a familiar rhythm. While she acknowledged that change can be difficult, she also expressed optimism about building a quieter life centered on her husband and children rather than television cameras. Another topic she discussed repeatedly was privacy. As her children grew older, Tori said she and Zach wanted them to have more opportunities to experience childhood without constant filming. She emphasized that protecting their family and making decisions based on what they believed was healthiest had become a higher priority than continuing reality television. Rather than portraying the decision as a dramatic fallout, she framed it as a natural shift in their family's priorities. Tori has also spoken about one of the biggest challenges of living in the public eye. Viewers only see edited portions of real lives. During past Instagram question and answer sessions, she reminded followers that television cannot capture every conversation or every emotion. She noted that edited episodes sometimes create misconceptions because audiences are watching only selected moments rather than the complete story. Those comments resonated with many longtime viewers. Some fans praised Tori for putting her children first and believed stepping away from television was the healthiest choice. Others interpreted her statements as evidence that relationships within the Roloff family had completely fallen apart. Online discussions quickly became filled with speculation about permanent family divisions, secret disagreements, and behind-the-scenes conflicts. However, it's important to separate verified facts from internet theories. What has been confirmed is that Zach and Tori chose to leave Little People, Big World, that they described the final filming period as difficult, and that they wanted greater privacy for their family. They have also acknowledged that family relationships became strained during disagreements surrounding Roloff Farms. What has not been verified are many of the dramatic claims that circulated online. There is no confirmed evidence supporting rumors of hidden legal battles, permanent family estrangement involving every family member, or secret events beyond what the Roloffs themselves have publicly discussed. Much of the speculation came from fans attempting to connect incomplete pieces of information rather than from verified statements. Even Tori has encouraged viewers not to assume they know the entire story based solely on edited television episodes or social media posts. Her public comments consistently suggest that real family relationships are far more complex than internet discussions often make them appear. Although emotions were running high, the internet quickly began filling in gaps with its own theories. As we reach the end of this story, one thing is impossible to ignore. Tori Roloff's impact on Little People, Big World extends far beyond the episodes she appeared in. From the moment she joined the series, viewers watched her grow from Zach Roloff's girlfriend into a wife, a mother, and one of the family's most recognizable and relatable voices. Through joyful celebrations, difficult losses, parenting challenges, and major life decisions, she allowed audiences to witness many of life's most personal moments. That openness created a connection that has lasted for years. At the same time, the Roloff family's journey reminds us that change is something every family experiences. Children grow up, priorities evolve, relationships shift, and sometimes difficult decisions must be made for the well-being of those involved. While longtime viewers may miss seeing familiar routines and traditions on screen, those changes reflect the reality that life never stands still. The story of the Roloffs has always been about adapting to new chapters, even when those chapters are emotional or unexpected. That is one of the reasons fans continue to care so deeply. For more than 2 decades, audiences have invested not only in a television series, but in the lives of real people. They've celebrated milestones, shared in heartbreak, and watched multiple generations grow before their eyes. That kind of connection doesn't disappear overnight, and it explains why recent developments have sparked so much discussion across social media and among longtime viewers. However, it's equally important to separate confirmed information from online speculation. Public interviews, official statements, and verified social media posts give us insight into the family's decisions and experiences. Rumors, assumptions, and anonymous online claims often fill in gaps that simply haven't been confirmed. As fans, respecting that distinction allows us to appreciate the family's story without spreading misinformation or drawing conclusions that aren't supported by the facts. Looking ahead, there is every reason to hope that each member of the Roloff family continues to find happiness in whatever path they choose. Whether that means focusing on family life, pursuing new opportunities, or embracing a quieter chapter away from the spotlight, their future belongs to them. The support shown by viewers over the years demonstrates just how meaningful their story has been to so many people around the world. Whether you've watched from the very beginning or only recently discovered the Roloff family's story, it's easy to understand why these recent developments have touched so many hearts. Whatever comes next, fans will undoubtedly continue to support the family and follow their journey with interest. With that said, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on the Roloff family's journey and the moments that have meant the most to you over the years. Until next time, take care, and thanks again for being part of the conversation.